My name is François Gauthier. I'm a French journalist. I've been covering India and South Asia for a long time. I have covered not only India, but Pakistan, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. I've traveled a lot all over the country. There is a lot of negative coverage about the removal of Article 370 in Kashmir, in the Valley of Kashmir, in the whole of Kashmir, especially in the Western media. CNN, the BBC, the French media, Le Monde, the New York Times, they all portraying India as the bully and the Kashmiri Muslims as people who are martyred. I would like to put the record straight. The first thing is that the BBC is the most negative coverage of all. That is a bit ironic because after all, the British colonized India for 3 centuries. They bled India. There were famines under the British. There were millions of people died under the British. They stole most of the artifacts of India, which today are in British museums in London. And then they're giving, lessons of morality to India. This is very ironic. I just want to say this, en passant, as the French say. The second thing is, what's even more ironic is that the Kashmiri Muslims started the violence. There was no violence on the part of India. India never attacked Kashmir. It is the Muslims of Kashmir who wanted to become independent, or rather go to Pakistan, who started violence. Violence against the Hindus of Kashmir. What is called the Kashmiri Pandit, the Hindus of Kashmir, very peaceful people who never fired a shot, who lived, in harmony with their Muslim brothers and sisters in the Valley of Kashmir. They were chased out by violence. Their leaders were killed. I was there. I was there when it happened in the early 90s. The Hindu leaders of the Kashmiri Pandits were killed, murdered. Their women were raped. Their husbands were strangled with wires or hanged on trees or burnt. And then the Kashmiri Hindus fled Kashmir. 400,000 Hindus fled the Valley of Kashmir because of violence. And the armed violence was started by the Kashmiri Muslims against India, against the Indian army. It is not that India attacked the Kashmiri Muslims. It is they themselves who, in the name of Islam, started violence against India. And today they're posing as martyrs. This is completely, humankind is there is so much illogicity, and lie and untruthfulness in humankind. How could Western journalists report that the Kashmiri Muslims are suffering today when they themselves started the violence, when they themselves wanted, in the name of the religion, to separate from India? And Kashmir has been part of India for 10,000 of years. The French went to retain Corsica. Nobody says anything. Yet Corsica is an island. Kashmir is physical part of India. It is one of the most ancient seats of India. Every yogi, every sannyasi, everybody has gone to Kashmir because it's a very sacred place for Hindus. Even today, people go to Amarnath, because there is a very sacred pilgrimage there. So it's a totally wrong coverage, and people like BBC, and I'm sorry, BBC, 99% of the India BBC staff today is Indian and Hindu. How can they report so wrongly? I'm shocked, it's really, I'm flabbergasted, because I have covered Kashmir. And the violence was started by the Kashmiri Muslim, and today they're accusing India of all the crimes. What? The Kashmiri Muslim can come anywhere in India, and Indians can't go to Kashmir. Is that logical? No, you can say that Paris, Paris has got a special status. All the Parisians can go all over France, but none of the rest of France can go to Paris and start a business, buy a house. This is totally wrong. And Mr. Modi did the right thing. He set a wrong right. And the whole world is crying, wolf, what's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you? Namaste.